So technically we're now live. Hello everyone!
Hello, people.
Hello two people. It's another Stories from the Smoke Room. Might even be the last one if there's only two of you going to be watching. and I think one of them's Hannah.
Yeah.
In fact, I think both people watching are called Hannah.
Oh my god, it's palindrome night. Yay!
We've got to deal with this straight away. Adam, you're in a different room to where you normally are. What's going on?
I mean, I'm in the same room. I'm just sat down on the floor because I have a new kitten as of 3 hours ago, called Ripley. I'd pick her up to show you, but she's just... No, because she's just rolled onto her back, let me fuss her belly and giving me kisses. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to disturb you.
Because as we've learned, cats are a lesson in consent.
Yes, Mikey?
It's called Ripley, believe it or not.
Hey! Mikey, ladies and gentlemen.
Twice.
He's on fire tonight.
Oh, I love me.
She's called Ripley.
Are we going to see
so
the
if I get distracted... Oh, yeah, when she's currently... I've been playing with her for like half an hour and she's just rolled over and I'm like... So when she never gets energy up again, I will bring her on camera. Oh, no, she's... But until then, you'll just have to hear the jingling of toy bells.
Right, so it's our typical show tonight. We're going to all do stories. I'm going to go first. And I'm going to do...
Is it ever typical?
Well, yeah, something's going to happen, isn't it?
Typical for us.
Let's hope it goes better than our conversation on WhatsApp earlier today.
No.
I've dropped my pen.
No.
Right, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to tell you a story.
See, now everyone thinks the worst of me. Thanks, Dave.
Why? No one mentioned you?
Yeah,
Our
but...
chat,
Shut up.
Steph, our chat on WhatsApp earlier was very helpful. Steph calmed me down when I was having a panic about introducing the cats together. So thank you, Steph.
That's what it was about, yes.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm going to go first with a story about some... well, no, actually, it's about late-stage capitalism. So there you go.
Okay.
Isn't every story in some way?
Steph, you're going second. What's your story about?
I'm going to tell... Actually, my mum decided I was telling this story, and then when I went, oh, yeah, she went, oh, no, don't tell the bit about. So I'm definitely telling the bit about. My story is going to be about the night me and my mum genuinely thought we were going to be murdered in our own home.
Ooh.
Wolverhampton.
Was this in Tenerife?
No, it wasn't. It was in Wolverhampton when I lived at home.
Let's look forward to that one. Mikey's going after Steph. Mikey, what's your story about?
My story is about two drama school auditions, one of which is the first audition, and the other one is a callback. And on the edge is a side dish. There's a little sort of helping of
And a moose bush.
of institutionalised ableism. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yummy.
Yeah, we're all about the late stage capitalism and ableism tonight. Adam's going next. Adam, what's your story about?
My story is about my career as a Wolverhampton Wanderers registered football player.
Quite with the transfer window at the minute.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say I've been re-signed, but you'll have to see how it ends.
And then finally, we've got Platts with your new hair.
With my new hair.
With your new hair.
My new Wolverhampton Wanderers hair.
Yeah. What's your story about?
It's about what happens when I went to Glastonbury for the only time in my life.
Okay. There's the cat. Let's all.
There is a kitten.
Let's all take a moment. Steph.
Bye, Ripley.
Can someone keep a tally of
a cat
every
tally?
time a cat comes into the
Okay,
shop?
so cat tally.
Cat watch.
In the chat, if you see a cat, there's one there permanently behind Steph. Chat, if you see a cat, yell cat, or put a cat emoji. That's it, and then we'll.
And chat is French for cat, but it's pronounced sh. Oh gosh!
There you go.
Anyone would think Dave Pitt's a poet who's recently appeared.
Yeah, you'd think that.
BBC Radio 4.
Who's recently appeared on BBC Radio 4, and none of you listened.
I was at work.
I had the link saved and everything, and I just forgot what day it was.
You were at work, were you, Steph?
When was it?
Sunday afternoon, Steph.
So you're now Dave Pitt as heard on Radio 4.
Yeah. Dave Pitt, BBC poet.
That should get an extra dozen viewers or so.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll put that on the poster when we tour next year.
Yeah, as seen on BBC, and don't specify. Yeah,
don't specify it's the radio.
As heard, I mean that'll go towards our audience quite nicely. You don't have to look at them. Wonderful.
Right, I'm gonna go first then. So,
Yay! Ladies and gentlemen.
For legal reasons, I have to point out, this story didn't happen in my present job. Okay, for legal reasons, I've got to be very careful what I say.
This bodes well.
But you know how some people have got bosses who are complete pricks.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Hannah, you're self-employed.
Yeah. I am a fucking prick. Carry on.
Typical Tory boss.
That's over there.
She is awful.
So my job is I'm a technician, right? But I also do poetry. It's on my shirt. Look.
Oh! I love that.
So
that reveal though.
Yeah. And I do workshops and stuff like that. So I had to go to a firm. I was actually doing some filming. And I bumped into a mate of mine who used to be a techie where I worked and is a techie there now. He's like, And of course we got talking. And then someone came into the reception area. And this person was also a techie. And this person was a techie for the gate company. Because this firm's bosses had decided that what they really needed was electric gates.
Right.
They spent about £35,000 on these electric gates, while making people redundant.
Oh no!
Just get a dog.
You know what I mean, right?
Wow.
So, for those that don't know, electric gates usually there's some sort of panel, fob, or a key card, that you put in. Gates open, you go through, or there's an intercom system on there. So if you haven't got a fob or you don't know the code, you press the button and it rings through to reception. Oh dear. Because they were trying to do it on the cheap, 35,000. They didn't want to.
Is that cheap?
Yeah.
My old school spent 70 grand plus.
Oh my god!
I can imagine it. Yeah.
On gates and sensors, yeah.
Ripley, no.
They didn't want to dig a channel from the building to the gate, right? Okay. So, like I say, I'm there.
How did you power it then? Like what?
There was electrics there, but they didn't want to. They could get electrics there, but it was like getting a network cable or a phone cable there. That's what.
Yeah.
Like
the intercom.
So I'm talking to my mate. And then the receptionist comes into him and says, someone wants to talk to you. So I went out with him. And this techie from the Gates company has got this look on his face. And because we were all techies, we all kind of go, I know that look.
I know that face.
And it's that kind of, right, I'm going to ask you something. You know it's stupid. I know it's stupid. You know this isn't going to work. I know it's not going to work, but I've got to do it because it's been forced upon me from on high. Right? And he also had that look on his face as though to say, this isn't plan A, this isn't plan B, this is plan Q.
Oh, God.
Oh.
And he's got a mobile phone, and he says, I can't get a signal on my phone in the reception. And my mate goes, you won't, because it's got a grass roof. It's one of these eco buildings. So you're essentially underground.
Right.
So there's no signal. And he's like,
Oh, my God.
but I need a signal for the gate. And we were like, what? Here's what they planned, right?
Oh, my God.
When you press the intercom buzzer on the gate, inside that gate was essentially a mobile phone.
No.
Which phoned
David, no.
What?
the mobile phone in reception. And then when they... So, you know when you pull up to some gates and you press the intercom and it'll do a ring tone? That's because in our culture, that's a kind of, we are connecting you. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's keeping you waiting.
Yes. This was genuinely
thinking about
ringing a phone.
I really hope the phone wasn't like pay as you go. And needed
Oh,
to be
my
clicked
Yeah, how do you charge it?
Wait. So, it's not literally a mobile phone. It's like it's just the circuitry of a mobile
I should have
phone.
put a
Don't
Nokia
be feeding
speaker
us
in.
lines.
Right.
With the rubber bumpers on the side.
When you press the button, it rings this mobile phone in reception. That was the problem. Because there was no signal on the mobile phone in reception, it couldn't connect. We found out that the secretary had to half hang out of the reception desk to get a signal on the phone. To my knowledge, that person is still doing that to this day. But
Oh, my God.
what then happens? Well, first off, my mates we're trying to sort this out. I'm getting ready to film this thing that I'm doing there. But me and my mate are like, this is mad. So there's like a mobile phone in there, but there's a keypad there as well. So straight away we were like, does that mean if we dialed a mobile number on the keypad,
It would just ruin anyone.
would phone? Sadly, it didn't. That would have been all. We did try it. Because we were like, this would be amazing.
You're out there putting your number in it.
However, to open the gate, right? So, receptionist, hello. Yeah, this is the Sparkies. Can you let us in? Yeah, 1 second, right? How does the secretary open the gate? By then sending a text message from the mobile phone to the gate.
Shut
Right?
up.
What does it say?
It just had the number 3. Right?
Can you open, please? No, I can't. Not at the minute. Can't get in.
No, this was the first thing we did,
Right.
right? First thing we did.
Happy birthday, dear Watson.
Because I've been a techie for years. My mate has been a techie for years. I've been a techie even longer. But I'm really into security and all that sort of stuff. So straight away I was like, oh, that... So what number is it texting? So we had a look at the phone. And then we're like, so that means if we text that phone with the number 3, we can open the gate.
It'll just open it for anybody.
We've got to give that a go. So long as you know the number, yeah, it absolutely works.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Right?
So
All this because they just didn't want to put a line in, like.
But this has cost them £35,000 while they're making people redundant.
And what is the number?
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
Oh my god!
To me, this just summed up perfectly the problem with like the people at the top because they had this idea, right? We don't like the fact that some of the local residents are parking on our car park.
Oh,
It's like-
no. It's always to do with parking.
Okay, fair enough. It's a bit childish, but all right. Ask them to move. You know, put a clamping sign up.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
that'd be direct action, and that would involve us talking to these people.
Yes. Right? No. We, while making people redundant, are going to spend £35,000 on electric gates. How are those gates going to work? We'll sort it out when they've been fitted.
Yeah.
Electric.
Right?
That's mad.
But I'm going to give you one more little cherry on the top of this ridiculous capitalism pie. The phone in reception.
I'm disappointed you didn't say cake. Sort of ruins the.
It's pie.
Sorry,
Mike.
as you were.
Choose between
okay.
pie and
What's a
cake.
cherry on a pie?
Well,
Is it a cherry pie?
It's cherry pie.
No, but then
Yeah.
cherries would go in the pie.
It's
And
a
on the
garnish.
cake. Yeah.
Well, no, because that's
Yeah, it's a
going to
garnish
burn in the
cherry.
oven. You do a pastry garnish of a cherry. You don't put an actual cherry. Have you ever baked a pie, Dave?
I've put a pie in the oven.
Has it got a live cherry? A live cherry? Has it got
A
an
live
actual
cherry. A real live
live
cherry.
cherry.
As opposed to
Cherry
those
on it.
last ones.
You haven't used those.
Yeah, I hate it when you get a ghost cherry by
I know.
mistake and you're like, oh.
Is this a dead cherry?
Damn you, ghost cherries! My bakewell was ruined!
Can I just say, Expat Lou has just put in the chat, the cherry goes on the whipped cream, which goes on top of the pie. So,
Oh, yeah.
But that'll be
acceptable.
once it's sliced.
Yeah.
that's-
Elo, stop supporting
Cherry.
Dave.
On the slice of pie. Continue,
But
Dave.
then,
Go on, Mike.
just saying, it would be the whipped cream that goes on last, and then you would put the cherry. So it would be the ending to your story would be the. Just shut up, carry on.
Did you just make yourself giggle at a joke you got on?
Yeah. No, you know when you say stuff and you don't realise until you're sort of halfway through saying it, you sound a bit of a dickhead.
All the time.
No, that never happens to any of us.
It never happens on this podcast every week.
So I've got to stop.
Got the roller.
Go on then. You were talking about your
Give us the
poorly
cherry,
constructed
Dave.
pies.
So, the cherry on
Give us
top
the
of
cherry.
this cake.
Give us
All right.
Well done.
Okay. The mobile phone that they put in reception that has to send a text message to the gate to open the gate was pay as you go.
What?
Every time they open the gate, it cost them 25 pence.
That's brilliant. I'm sorry, we can't let you in. Right, we have no money.
Pop down to the shop and get a top-up card
we've got
like
a
it's
top-up.
1998.
Yeah. They had to go and get a top up from the shop.
I wouldn't
they
even know how
can't-
to go about doing that anymore.
It's like
Send the
we've got
to the shop.
we've got a job interview going on today, so we've got lots of people coming in. Go and top the phone up.
Oh no, that could be an expensive day. That could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like,
not only have they spent all that money on the gate, they're going to be continually spending money on it for the rest of its life.
Yeah.
But also, do they
while
not have to
making
then-
people redundant.
do they not also then have to pay for the incoming call from the gate as well?
Yeah, because
So that's an extra. That's an extra like 5p connection to receive the call.
Is he really on pay as you go? I thought.
It depended.
You don't get minutes, do you? 'Cause-
It depends on your
And then-
whatever. Yeah.
And then
Oh,
if
John's
the person-
here.
Yeah, and then if John, so I thought you were saying like John was like at the gates in the so like,
That would
if
work
the
too.
person- yeah, if John's particularly chatty as he is in real life, that's gonna cost you
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah. Expat Lou has also put, it could have been two gift phones. They call and text each other for free. It's fine. They didn't even think of that. It was.
Oh man.
To me.
But no, hang on. It's not hard. It is not hard to run a cable for, let's say, 200 meters.
You could have just done that.
The money it will cost for like a year to let people in would be
25p
The cost of
goes.
the cable.
And like if visitors are coming in, they've then got to leave again. So surely you have to like do it for coming in and going out. So that's
thing is-
50p per visitor.
The thing is,
Right.
at the time, I had. Sorry, this sounds like an advert for GiftGaff, and it really isn't. Expat Lou mentioned GiftGaff. I'm on GiftGaff, and I have a SIM only
Me too.
plan.
If GiftGaff want to sponsor us,
Oh, by all
for the
means,
tour,
GiftGaff.
then-
I'll happily have GiftGaff there. I don't care. And I'm sure they do like a £6 a month unlimited free texts.
It's cheap, isn't it? Yeah.
I was on £10 a month with like 500 minutes unlimited texts, and at the time a gig of internet. I'm still on £10 a month, and I've got 7 gig of internet now. 3 minutes free.
It is a
texts.
freaking steal.
Yeah.
Like
GiftGaff, if you want to
it is
sponsor
the
us, please.
it is the João Martinho of phone conference,
it is.
if you will.
It is nothing to me.
Hannah, that's a sports reference.
Yes.
Oh, I thought perhaps it was a Russian theatre director that I hadn't heard of.
But one who's a very good defender. I don't know.
He's a midfielder.
Give you a play.
Yes, he's a
Same
midfielder.
thing.
That's okay.
Same thing, but lazier.
So that's my story, and the moral of that story
Wow.
is fuck capitalism,
Yeah.
fuck managers. Thank you.
That is.
Go sit, ladies and gentlemen. Yay.
Who's
That's
going
the
next?
weakest. That's the weirdest and weakest fuck capitalism story I've ever heard. Just they put gates in. No.
Fuck capitalism. Yeah. Was it about the failure of neoliberalism on the lower classes of society? Gates.
25p.
Come at me with this.
Ripley, what are you? Okay.
What's Ripley doing?
What is
She decided she now lives in one of the art resources drawers under the art table, and
That seems fair.
that's where she lives
Sorry,
now.
that is the most middle. That is the most middle class response.
It is.
Hold up
No,
your
I
own
could've-
story zone.
I could have said that she was in the hummus pit. She's lounging around on the charcuterie bench. She's in my globe. When you open it, it's just full of quinoa and books by Ben Elton.
I mean, I make a banging
Or
hummus.
even for me.
So that went off on a tangent then, didn't it?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Going second is Steph.
Yay!
Steph Loftus, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
Hey,
A
everybody.
story about murder.
Yeah. So,
There's been a murder. That was
what
me
was
tagging
that
impression.
accent?
Hello to everyone in Scotland.
Like, I feel like we were sort of talking over it, so I feel now, in complete silence from everybody else, you should do it again.
There's been a murder.
There we go.
I'm sorry.
Beautiful.
My feed crackled out then. for a
Yeah.
second. Can I didn't. Can we hear it again? Sorry. I didn't
Just
hear it.
before you do it
Do you
again,
know what-
Mikey, just before you do it again, can we just make sure that John's on the clip it button? There you go.
Off you go.
Off you go,
I
Mikey.
feel like the moment's gone.
No,
It really hasn't, Mike. It really hasn't.
I can't do it now. You're gonna make me look like a dickhead on the internet.
Oh, I think the first and second version of that impression did that just fine.
I thought it was good, Mikey.
I didn't hear it, so I wouldn't know.
I think for the rest of this story, you need to sit there and think about what you did. So,
I'm just looking forward to Mikey's whole story being in this newfound Scottish accent.
right. Okay. So,
Come on, Steph, get
off
it
that little
together.
train. Sorry. Oh, I'm so unprofessional, but we knew that. So yes, to put context to this story, every year my dad and my brother go on a lads' weekend away, walking mountains in the Lake District. I will
Nice.
say it's walking mountains in the Lake District. They go, oh look, there's a hill. Shall we go to the pub? And that's what they do. It also happens to just quite conveniently coincide with an England match. So they're like, I remember last time they went.
Are they there now?
No, they're not there now. It got cancelled this year due to the Rona.
Let me guess. An England match in a pub that's got a beer festival on and a stripper convention.
I don't know about the beer festival, but I know that I don't care. I'll tell the story. I know one year they had to fetch someone out of a bush by the B&B because he got so drunk. They kind of propped him up, turned around to the door, and he'd just gone. He was in a bush. And these are all 50 and 60-year-old men. These are not bits of kids. Yes, Mike.
Sure it wasn't Platts when she was geocaching.
Potentially, yes.
That's it now. Every time I'm drunk and end up in a head, I'm not drunk, I'm geocaching. Yeah.
I see my reputation precedes me. Carry on.
So they go off. I know last year when other people, they have walked up hills in the past, but they are much older men now, and decided that last year they were going to play crazy golf and then go to the pub.
Nice.
And yeah, so that was that. So every year they go, and me and Mum decide to have like a girly weekend. So we'll go out and we'll go for a drive somewhere, and then we'll come back, we'll order food and watch the football. So yeah, my dad and my brother had gone away. They took my uncle with them, and we gone to Trentham Gardens. We had a lovely walk.
Oh, nice.
And then we came back, we ordered pizza, we watched the football. It had got to about 11:30. It was coming up for midnight. And I went, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Mum went, I'm right behind you. So I turned off the hallway light. I'd toddled off upstairs. Mum was doing her usual routine of checking every door and window because that's what she does.
Sensible.
Mother hen, make sure the coop is shut. And so I was upstairs putting my PJs on, and I hear, "Oh God!" And I went, "You all right?" She was like, "Stephanie, come down here. Stephanie, come down here now. Come down here now." So I come running downstairs with only half a trouser on, and it was a mess. And she went, "Go and have a look through the kitchen window." I went, "No, why?"
Please tell me she said it to the tune of What to Do the Drunken Sailor.
Go and have a look through the kitchen window.
Go and have a look through the kitchen window. Go and have a look through the kitchen window. There might be a murderer.
That would have made the situation so much better if she had. So, like, my mum and dad's kitchen overlooks the garden. It is pitch black in the garden, and I don't know about anybody else, but my biggest fear is
face at the window.
Being in the kitchen at night and not having the light on, so of course you can't see out, and there being someone in the garden. It is my worst fear, which is why when I moved to my house is overlooked by the back of the estate, so the light shining. I'm never going to have that problem. Yes, Mike.
I have to say, this sounds very much like a Wuthering Heights type thing.
Mm-hmm. It is the start to every horror film.
Like on a heat.
Let me in at your window. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. So I was like, "Mom, what's going on?" She was like, "Something has just hit the window." And I was like, "What do you mean it's hit the window?" She was like, "No. Something, I've heard a crack and something has hit the window." And I was like, "You're hearing things?" She went, No, I'm definitely not, because as it hit the window, I heard, "Oh shit." And I went, "There's someone in the garden." And so Mum was like, you've got to go and have a look at the kitchen window. I was like, "I think not. You go first. You've had a long life. I've still got time."
I refuse to believe. Yeah, go on.
Go on,
You
Mike.
didn't bother calling the police. Like that would be my first
Right.
call.
We are
No.
stupid.
No, my
To
first
this day, I've
reaction.
never thought about calling the police.
My first reaction would have been the same reaction I get when there's a big spider in the house, which is immediately leave by the front door, and the house now belongs to the spider.
Yeah.
Just move.
Oh, there's people in the garden. It's the dead of night. It's your house now.
Yeah.
Bye.
So, I'll put my
Oh, Steph.
keys back through the letterbox.
Oh.
It's yours. Thanks very much.
Steph, you
so,
froze.
like-
You
oh,
froze.
I'm
See
back.
it? Oh,
Am
you're
I
back.
back?
You're back now. Carry on.
Am I here? Am I here? Yeah. So, yeah. Well, yeah. So, Mum was like, "Go and have a look." I went, "No, you go first." So we both stood. We both stood in the kitchen, just kind of in silence, because neither of us got the courage to go out the back door, and neither of us had got the courage to turn.
Did you believe that T-Rexes are actually attacking you? Like, their vision is based on movement.
Like, so, well,
This is why I would die in a horror film, because I'm like, get out there, fucking saying, what are you doing in my garden?
right. So me and Mum stood in the kitchen with the light on, so whoever was in the garden could see us. Just
Like
stood there
this.
going, what do we do?
Like two awkward meerkats.
Yes, very much so. So my mum goes, "What are we gonna do?" And I was like, so I suddenly got dead brave, and I was like, "I'm going out there," and I grabbed a kitchen knife. My mum went, "No, you're not. Who do you think you are?"
I didn't bring you up like this, Stephanie.
No, it was more, I'm not having to explain this to your dad. Like, where's Steph? She got murdered because she got too brave. Yeah.
She's in prison because she stabbed a burglar.
Yeah. So, we stood there for a little while, and my mum went, "There's no one we can ring."
There is.
Obviously,
the
police.
police.
But neither of us thought of that. So my mum
Because
was
then
like,
Sting would come up and bore them to death with his music.
yeah. So my mum was like, "We can't ring your dad and your brother because they're all the way in the Lake District. We can't ring your Uncle Brian because he's all the way in the Lake District.
And they're drunk and in a hedge.
They're probably drunk in a hedge somewhere.
They're not going to be able
so
to drive.
what are we going to do?" So my mum sort of like went to leave the kitchen. I was like, "Where are you going, leaving me on my own?" So we sort of paced around the house together for about 10 minutes till my mum went, I need to go upstairs. So she went upstairs. I stood in the hallway, still with the kitchen knife, going, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, if anyone comes through that door, I don't know what I'm going to do. So while my mum is upstairs, I didn't know this was happening. So while my mum is upstairs, she spots the neighbour's son coming home from work. And in her dressing gown, leans out of the bedroom window and goes, Luke, do you mind coming over? So
He's gone, I've seen this film.
And here you, Mrs. Robinson.
So he apparently went,
No, you're all right.
So he gone back indoors, and my mum came down and went, Luke's coming over. I went, who? And she was like, Luke from across the road. I was like, how have you got his number? No. I've shouted through the window to him. I was going, what? So about 2 minutes later, there's a knock on the door.
Luke's standing there, covered in links.
Very disappointed.
Wait,
Yeah,
Had you put your other leg in your pajamas by this point?
Yes, I had.
Okay, right.
How old is Luke?
He must. Oh, hang on. So he's.
Did he have his top two?
I'd say he's about 3 years older than me. So he'd have been in his late 20s at
Okay,
this point.
so did he have his top two buttons
Oh,
on,
He was
showing a
fully
bit
clothed.
of chest there? Top two buttons on, bit of chest
We've
hair,
got,
was fully
we've got the
clothed.
bow tie.
and a medallion.
He was fully clothed. He was fully.
She wasn't a
fully
child in the
clothed.
70s, Dave.
No, he was fully clothed. This is
Well,
not
you should have
that
done,
type-
Steph. Steph, you should
not
have.
that type of film.
You should have stood behind your mum, going bum chicka wow wow.
Wait, very important question from the chat. Were you still holding the knife when you opened the door to him?
No, that face, no.
Oh my god.
Sept, no.
You're like the bride of Chucky.
Oh God, he's there thinking, I'm gonna have sex with a woman over the road. Shit, her daughter's got a knife.
So,
Mom, stop it! Not again! Another one, Mom! Stop it!
what I need to point out, to this day, I am so embarrassed. My mum opened the door and was like, Luke, thank you for coming, and stepped aside, and I'm stood in the kitchen with this, just with this terrified look on my face. And it wasn't until later that I realised I was holding a vegetable knife, so the most I could have done was made him a cheese and onion sandwich.
I hope you love bruschetta.
You can't even get past the ribs with that.
I would punch you to death.
He must have thought that you'd gone insane and she'd asked him to come round to get you so she could section you.
She just keeps whittling carrots.
She's been stood there for 4 hours, Luke.
That's all the cucumbers are now chopped.
She's made effigies of everyone she knows out of vegetable.
Mrs. Loftus.
It's like Blair Witch.
I do sociology, not psychology.
Honestly.
She's made a Mount Mushroom.
Got it wrong.
Oh shit. So, Luke comes in and he's a bit like, is everyone okay? Because I'm still stood here like this. And
with one leg in your pajamas, a boom banging out.
Teeny tiny knife.
Yeah.
Just going.
Don't panic, Luke.
Yeah.
We're all fine.
A
So
boom
my
banging
friends, the
out.
tomatoes.
So my mum briefly explained. She's like, someone is definitely in the back garden. I've heard a crack. I swear I heard a guy's voice. There is somebody in our garden. There was a brief moment where he was like, so why have I been invited to get murdered? Like we don't even know each other that well. So you're more friendly with my parents. I don't know why I've been roped into this. So he went, don't worry about it. It's probably a cat. And my mum was like, no, it wasn't a cat. It sounded way too big to be a cat. Luke was having none of it. He was like, I'll go outside, I'll have a look, but I'm promising you, it's a cat, or if it's a big fox. You're gonna be okay. He turned the kitchen
If it had been a fox, I'd have been there.
yeah. Well, it was probably you chasing the fox.
Oh shit!
There's kebab everywhere.
Yeah, did the voice sound really posh?
Have you got chips? Have you got chips?
There's just chips everywhere in the garden. Yeah. So he turned the light on because there's some little lights by my mum and dad's back door, so you can see a little bit of light into the garden.
I mean,
not enough to see a murderer.
So the person who lives opposite you knows what lights are on the outside of your house.
No. My mum turned them on for him.
Right.
Like as in she went,
Yeah.
there's the light switch, and he turned them on.
Yeah, but couldn't you have done that before you propositioned the man over the road?
No, because if I'd have seen anybody in the garden, I'd have pooed. So we weren't doing it. So oh dear. He went outside. He was like, "It's gonna be all right. It's just a cat." So he flicked the light on, unlocked the back door. I am still stood there like this, ready for backup. And he went out and went, "Oh my god!" So all of the fence panel has come down. The pots, my mother's pride and joy. She loves them more than she loves her children. Her mother, my mum's pots are everywhere.
Oh my god!
No.
Do you know what I'm thinking? It's a real life Zelda.
Right.
It's broken pots.
And on further inspection in the morning, there is a boot print on the window. So Luke, bless his heart, he was my hero. He ran the full length up the garden, went and had a look round, and made sure nobody was hiding in a bush somewhere.
Yeah.
And like had a quick look over the fences to make sure it wasn't hiding in in another person's garden, and came back and went, look, I think it's going to be okay, but here's my number, and then if anything happens, call me. I'll probably be up for another few hours, but like it'll literally take me 2 minutes to get over. You'll be all right. So me and my mum were like, it's going to be okay. What we forgot was that Mum had written Luke's number down on a little piece of paper and left it on the kitchen work surface. So when my dad came back on the Sunday and was like, who the hell is Luke? I was like, it's the neighbour's son. Don't worry about it. And she was like, what? So like, yeah, so that was like she had some splaining to do. Yeah, so but we never found out who it was. And
Oh my God.
to this day, we don't know who broke into the garden.
Okay, so is it a
Someone
possibility that someone was trying to climb the fence and the panel collapsed?
Yeah, my dad, being the tightwad he is, had put one of the rotten. Hi, Dad. Had put the rotting fence panel closest to the window because then it wouldn't blow if we had any high winds and it wouldn't break. But obviously had not accounted for climbers. So yeah. So
Do you mean like plants that climb? Like
no,
Or
he'd
like
not account
people.
for human people climbing into
It
Right.
would have
Okay.
taken a clematis, but it
Yeah.
did not take a burglar.
Yes.
like I just love the thought that your dad really loved horticulture for a moment.
I mean, my mum and dad are keen gardeners. Their garden is beautiful. My dad was more upset, not about the fact that me and mum had nearly got murdered. My dad was more upset the fact that he was now going to have to replace a fence panel, and was just very grateful that they hadn't jumped into the pond and disturbed his fish.
But I mean, what if they left a boot print on the window? What if it had smashed through, like someone had just come flying through the window and your mum was in there like, check
Yeah.
the door,
I
check
have
the
made
window.
it
Good evening.
Like, oh
I mean,
my
It was just,
God.
I think it was just a really bad amateur parkour person. It's like,
Yeah.
parkour, oh shit!
I got.
Just trying really hard and failing.
I
Like,
mean,
yeah,
chances
so-
are, even if they were like looking to break into your house, when that happened, they probably scarpered straight away.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was ready for them.
I mean, they would have seen you just stood in the kitchen like this.
Yeah.
I
I'm gonna
just,
make you a
also-
cheese and onion sandwich, and I hope you're lactose intolerant.
I just like the idea. Go on, Mike.
If there's a boot print on the window, it's remarkable how high they can get their leg.
Well, I feel
I mean,
like
as they were falling.
feel like
yeah.
Because
the fence had fallen in, and he'd flipped. And like my parents have like French doors. I'm essentially giving out the layout of their house now. If you want to have another go, and so, and so yeah, as he'd flipped, he'd obviously landed in all the pots, but his foot had hit the French doors, and yeah, so
Right.
like, I mean, if we'd have rung the police, they could have took forensics off the window. Like all of this now, I have literally only when you said, "Why didn't you ring the police?" The little voice in my head went, "Why didn't you ring the police?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
Could
have
have
you
taken
done
the shoe
there
print like
this?
Sherlock Holmes. And, like...
Looking like you're going to murder one of your own neighbours." Like, yeah. So
What it is, you know, it's like adrenaline, isn't it? It's fight
Yeah.
or flight, and you chose fight.
I chose make a sandwich.
Yeah. Just you didn't have the correct tools.
Eat your fear. Eat your fear. Yeah, it's fine.
Can we all just take a moment to think about the possibility that somewhere in this world, two people are on a podcast telling the other side of this story?
So I was trying to break into this woman's house.
I had this nefarious past.
Yes.
Um,
And
I know I
look-
say this every week. But can we find them? Come on.
bring them on.
Bit of
Check out.
restorative
You're right there.
justice.
We were going
I
to
thought
hang
you were
around.
talking about your lack of fine motor skills.
We were going to. Yeah. We were
As a
going to hang.
person with a lack of fine motor
That's for
skills.
later. I
Yeah.
don't want to peak too early, do
Yeah.
I? Yeah.
So yeah, that's my story.
We were going to hang around in the garden, but this woman come out with a knife and one boob hanging out. Shows her leg. It was like,
No, never saw. No, it wasn't that kind of party. No, no.
And then
All
the
boobs were
mom
away.
propositioned the guy over the road.
Yeah. Honestly, what must he have thought?
Do you want to come over?
At
Yeah,
least there
I do,
was
yeah,
evidence of something having
over.
happened.
Yeah.
It would be much worse if he'd gone out there and he's like, "There's nothing here. What are you talking about?" And you had to be like, "Oh well, thanks for looking anyway."
Yeah.
Do you want
Just
a cup
invited
of
you over
tea?
some weird mother-daughter thing. No, yeah.
I've got some quiche in the fridge. Would you like some?
Yeah.
I've invited you over because our Steph has whittled you out of a parsnip. You're welcome.
Can you clip that, please, John? John, clip that.
I call him Mini Luke.
And that as well, John. And that as well. Yeah.
What's that, Mini Luke?
What?
You love me as well.
Just this whole section.
Can you smell Mini Luke and tell me where he's been?
Oh, a bit too far. It went too far.
That's what Mini Luke said.
No.
Steph Loftus, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay.
Oh.
Steph.
Mikey,
I can't follow that.
you've got to follow that now
Quite ranty.
with drama
Ranty
school
why?
auditions and ableism. Mike, was there any propositions of younger people in your story?
There wasn't.
He wasn't
No,
young.
but
He
there
was
was.
But there is
was.
now.
There was me sort of dancing again with a lot less success
Oh.
as before. So
Oh.
we'll get to that in a second. I'm sorry, that was officially the saddest moment of my life. So, I'm not sure there's any coming back.
If it's the saddest moment,
So,
it's all uphill from now on, Mike.
Yeah.
No,
That's what
Saddest
they
moment
said.
the saddest moment of your life so far.
I've just
That's
realised.
what they said when I first got my wheelchair.
Yeah, I've just realised what I've said.
You walked into that one.
Oh, did you?
And like some people,
Oh my
oh,
god.
too much for myself sometimes.
Oh, he's on fire.
So
I'm glad you said it.
So about 10 years ago, I decided that I was going to do the thing that would that is it like literally the only thing I'm like any good at. And I was gonna try an audition for drama school because like it was like it's the only thing I can do like from about 14. Like it's all I wanted to do. So we sort of went around and looked, at places, went on open days, saw places that were nice, and I applied, and I got a letter back saying, "Dear Michael, we'd love to invite you to audition at this, unnamed place for the story."
Can't you name the place, Mike?
Yeah, and so they. What they did is they enclosed a letter with all of the you have to do a Shakespeare monologue, a song, and then they had to write I had to write one of my own. But then I thought I'll just give it a go. It's not like I'm going to do it as a job. So and what they do is they enclose all of the Shakespeare monologues. Hold on.
Oh, gosh.
Your headphones
No,
are
you've
escaping,
slipped.
Mike.
What they do is they enclose all of the Shakespeare monologues that you can't do. So it's basically like everything that's too well known.
Right.
Because otherwise you sort of end up with like having to listen to 150 to be or not to be.
Right.
And I don't care who you are. I'm not sure many people want to listen to that all day. So I thought I'll do a song that I know really well. So I did a song from, which is hilarious because I did a song from a jukebox musical, which is absolutely. These are the days of our lives. From
Nice.
Yeah. So I thought, well, like, it's not a song because I'm not a double threat. Like, I sort of, I'm all right at acting, but I can hold the tune. But I thought I'll do that. And then, so it was like January, and it was a really cold. Like, it was a really cold period. So we travelled up after school, and it was freezing. It was freezing cold. Ice was everywhere. Basically, we skidded into the city where this drama school was, and we got there. Like, it was pitch black, and I was freezing cold, tired, and I just wanted the biggest thing on the menu, and then go to bed. I felt exactly, Steve Martin in Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Constantly bedraggled all the time. So, that was me. So I get up the next morning, and we checked that the auditions and stuff were still going ahead because the weather was that bad. They were. And went, and you sort of basically, for the whole day, you just sort of herded together. And so, like, we were herded to this sort of like cold canteen with no central heating. I don't know what they were trying to do, but I assume like it was supposed to be character building.
The whittle you all out.
There was that story about like Native American Indians, or was it Aborigines that they used to throw their children into a lake to see if they would swim or not. I think it's a lie. But do you think they was doing something like that? It was like, we will get these people trained up to do acting. Let's see who can survive the cold room.
Let's see who really wants this.
Yeah.
It's like if Spartans had invented pantomime.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then sort of, for that day, for like 6 hours, or however long it is, you're essentially a performing monkey. So if anyone out there would like at any point to audition for establishments, my one piece of advice would be to take like a book or an iPod that you can sort of get yourself out of your own head a little bit. Because like the whole, like, as soon as someone looks at you, you're like, yes, I know, iambic pentameter. Look,
Yeah.
it is.
I'm a big fan of Brecht.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, hands. Mike, when the other people were auditioning, were they doing it in the same room? Were you watching the other people audition?
Well, leading me on to that, don't do what I did, which is sit directly outside of the audition room for 20 minutes, hearing people do flawless versions of Defying Gravity from Wicked. Because then you think, bloody hell, she's...
Oh, it is a fucking shit song, isn't it?
Rubbish.
Oh, I like it.
It's yeah, I like it, but it's sort of very haunting when it's sort of happening, and it's like in your own sort of soundtrack to a movie that really builds the tension. So I went in, like, everyone's really lovely. Hello, how are you? Start the monologue. Graciano from the Merchants of Venice. Let me play the
Good choice. Good choice.
Nice.
Good choice.
Good choice. Like it.
Yeah, and then that went okay. Like, it was, I survived. And then the pianist gets ready for me song. I don't know what happened within the next sort of minute and a half, because for some reason I sort of forgot what a tune is. Like, she stopped, and like so we've been in the show, We Will Rock You, and like the music she was playing, I'd never heard. It was as though she was playing it like a 13th century lute. I was like, what? Like, So I sort of bumbled my way through the song, and everyone was dead lovely and great and wonderful, and yeah, but like thinking, well, I'm still in. I like to think I'm still in with the chap. And then after this, there's always a bit in a drama school audition that is part of the audition, but doesn't really feel like it. I think they try and sort of relax you a bit and sort of get to be sort of a bit sort of normal. And so like we were queuing, like all of us, there was like 80 of us there on the day. So like split into groups. We were queuing to get into this room. And then I take a wrong turn and then like end up sort of looking at these portraits of old white people on walls frowning at me. And they're
oh, this could be literally any drama school.
It could be.
It's really amazing. I go back. There's no one there. They've all gone in. So I go into this room later than everyone else. They've already formed a circle, which is another point. Why is it always a circle?
You can see everyone.
Why do people like never go with like rhombus? Let's form a rhombus.
You want to get a bunch of a group of people to make a perfect rhombus.
I mean, the first task would be explaining what a rhombus is.
Yeah. So I just like the word, to be fair. Oh, and I also chose it for its comedic value.
Sorry.
It's an inherently funny word.
Cool. Yeah, it's quite funny. So we're all there, and we play Splat for the next sort of 15 minutes, which is a really good game. But all I could think was, I don't want to be out first. Like, you don't want that pressure. But like,
what rules were you doing?
Oh, just the sort of the. I didn't realise there was any other rules to be. I thought it was just like someone in the middle.
Well, there's also splattergrees.
I don't think other people play splattergrees.
Oh,
I think it's just.
So rather than just saying, like pointing, and then they say splat, you say something like favorite mythical beast, and the two people either side have to say one first, and it's the same but better.
Sorry, what's splat?
Like,
What?
it's an onomatopoeic noise.
Yeah, thank you. What's the game, Splat?
It's a bit like a shootout, but with drama. Yeah.
That's the worst description of anything ever.
It's a daft game.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's competitive.
All you basically need to know about Splat is I was out of third, which I was quite pleased about, although that was only because the person in the middle chose me to have to, be one of the shooters third. But so that's fine. Like, I wasn't out first. And then the next thing that they did was, and also they're always like really jolly second years as well, like that run these like that really happy to be there.
They pick the most way people, don't they?
Yeah.
The most typically musical theatre people.
Yeah.
This sounds like my idea of absolute hell.
I feel bad now because I got chosen to introduce the first years. So, I was one of those people.
You were the one.
Just saying.
Hey, it's such a great course.
I mean, hate to break it to you guys, you've heard nothing yet. So the next thing they do is they split the room in half, and one of us, like a load of us on one side, and a load of us the other, and they say, just a heads up, John, you might want to click this sentence. Say,
That's an odd thing for them to say.
I'd love you to walk like. Could you walk like a stick?
Oh, it's that game,
right? Yeah. So and I'm like, click this again. I'm sat there trying to. What is the essence of a stick? So like how yeah, it's just really confusing.
I'm getting PTSD from drama school auditions.
So,
What
All right,
is the
Hannah, you're
essence
worthy.
of...
You're fine.
No, you're not.
Fuck you.
like I can't remember what I did. I think I just sort of span around a lot, like I was in a breeze, you know.
Nice.
I like
Ooh,
it.
I
I
like
like
it.
it.
I thought, yeah, makes it a strong choice. And then the next thing we had to walk like was, and you're not going to believe this, an enchilada. This is absolute. I'm not making.
What, just try and imagine walking
Like
wearing
you're
like a
wrapped in-
sombrero.
Oh, I was
Well,
wrapping myself
like-
in a tortilla.
How
Yeah.
old were you,
Wow.
Mike? Mike, how old were
I
you?
was like 18.
Was it
which is
just before lunch and the person running the audition?
Yeah, they were like, now make
no,
yourself
this
into a
was-
cup of coffee.
This
Yeah,
was like
totally
this was like-
unprepared and just winging it.
I at the age of 18, I would not have known what an enchilada was. I'll be brutally honest, I'm not entirely sure now. And I'm 47.
It's just a-
I don't think.
I mean,
Well-
I'm fairly sure back when you were 18, they didn't exist.
it's a taco, right? Like a
Well,
taco.
they did in Mexico, but yeah.
But
Yeah, probably.
But this is the thing that it's like many years ago there was this thing about IQ tests. So there was an IQ test because they're all shit. But there was an IQ
bullshit.
test where it was like match the pairs sort of thing, and there were different, ball and foot and that sort of thing. And there was a cup and and the answer was saucer. But the point was that it only works in Western cultures. If someone came from outside the West, they would not know what a cup and saucer was. So it's
Yeah.
actually discriminatory. And,
It's
and
like
sorry,
that,
Mike,
yeah.
this sounds fucking discriminatory. The union,
mate,
the union
mate,
repping me is fucking flipping now.
It just gets. It's a whole party
Right.
of absolute
Dead white,
Well,
dead
oh,
white people on the
oh.
wall and fucking poncy
Yeah.
middle class food.
yeah.
Become
So-
quinoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Fine, quinoa.
Be falafel.
Yeah. You are now going to
that
become
happened.
Ras Al Hanout. You're a spice.
What? A Razzle Hanout.
Ras Al Hanout is a spice you put in like a tagine. Carry on.
Get that Tory sign. Get it. Get that
It's
Tory
over on the
sign.
desk.
Well, you should have been more prepared.
As you
so
were, Michael.
then, you just full named me. I feel,
Sorry.
I'm not sure what to.
What's your middle name, Mike? We're going to start.
So at the end of the day, all 8 of us get called together, and and the course leaders and stuff. They say, right, when I call your name out, we'd really like to see you. We'd like to see you again. And
Publicly? Fuck that.
Ooh.
They did that once I went to as
Yeah.
well. And then everyone who didn't get it has to just walk away.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was 8 of us on that day, and they went, you, and 5 people stood up, and those 5 people were like the ones, and the rest of us sort of had to go. But like in all fairness, they were like really nice around it. They just went like, thanks so much for coming, and we really appreciate your time. But
And your money.
like, just
Yeah.
just because you don't get in this time, if you feel like you apply again, please
If
do.
you can afford
And
to
pay
apply
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and we left, which sort of I was sort of all right with, because it's like on that day I just obviously wasn't, I just didn't quite make the bar.
And it's also whether like that is a place that you want to go to as well. If it's a place
Yeah.
that's going to be like become an enchilada, then it's like, well, is that going to fit with you for 3 years?
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
Because I'm more of a lasagna person.
Yeah,
so-
I prefer Japanese food to Mexican, so
But then I thought it was all right, because the week after, I had a callback audition from another place, so that was exciting. and they sort of already seen me, so I thought, well, you know, they obviously know what I can do, so this is promising. And I had a letter from them saying, do exactly the same you did before, and then at the bottom of the no, I mean like the the monologues and stuff, not.
I was going to say,
Like, no,
do what you
the
did
same
before,
performance.
but
Don't
better.
change. Yeah. So, then at the bottom of this letter it said, please wear loose clothing, which sort of like strikes
Because
fear.
it makes it easier for the molesters. It's a drama school. It's a drama school. I mean,
I'll tell you what. They haven't got fucking trade unions in these places, have they? Crikey.
No.
Please, it said, please wear loose clothing, which I thought, like, oh, I'm gonna have to do like move. I'm gonna have to be an ostrich, or like, you know.
Can we see what that would look like, please? I want to see what I would look like if you were an ostrich.
Yeah, I mean, like, because which I sort of like is all right as long as it's not like dancing. So we get there, turn up on the day, and again we're sort of led into this room, but this time there's more chance for sort of like us to talk with everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And so I sort of like me and this woman sort of like meet and sort of like become a bit like best friends, because it's like we're the only two people with immediately placeable regional accent, and it's a bit like you sound like me, we're best friends now. And then throughout the day we were sort of like glancing at each other, just checking like we were both all right. So that was sort of nice. And then and then we like the second years are back again, like really happy second years. So right, we're gonna teach you a dance routine now. It's gonna be some hip hop. Yeah. So I'm like, well, hip hop, bit of an issue because of the the disability and things of the chair. But I'm thinking like, don't forget, of course, I've just come off 2 years of GCSE dance. So I'm thinking, I can dance, I can do something. And I'm thinking, like, they must know that the disabled bloke who they've seen before isn't going to do this very well. So I'll just go with it and, see what happens. All I can tell you is that subsequently, whenever I hear Beyonce's song about a diva being a female version of a hustler, I come into hives. And I sort of don't remember a lot other than sort of thinking, if I keep smiling, it'll be all right.
Oh,
And,
Mikey, that's awful.
Mikey,
oh
no.
God. The thing is, the thing is, Mike, remember when you told us about your dance teacher for GCSE, and she said, and you said, I want to do dance, and she says, I don't know what that's going to look like, but that's not your problem, that's mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? What a fucking
worse.
Legend compared to this bed of cunts.
Because they must have known you were going to be there as well. It's not like it was a surprise.
Exactly.
Like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mikey, you're breaking up.
Like, I'll get to the top.
Oh, Mike, you're breaking up.
Gets a bit ranty.
Oh, you're
You're
back.
back now.
You're back again. You're back. Carry on, Mike.
Okay. So it sort of gets a bit ranty later, but we'll get to that. And so it comes to the next bit, which, as we know by this point, is a bit of the audition that doesn't really feel like it's an audition. So, but they split the room into half again, and this time there's like 2 people from each group are at one end, and the rest of us have to get this person from the one end of the room to the other without them touching the floor.
Oh God!
Because
They can just plank across you.
And you
well,
roll.
And you just.
I mean, you'd think that, but like, I think like, so it was fair. Like, we had to use everyone. Like, so even then, I was yeah.
Yeah.
Even then, I wasn't allowed to shine. And then automatically, what sort of happens is the people who are the confident communicators come to the fore. And I'm thinking, well, like, no one's going to hear me in all of this. Like, there's like 40 of us in this melee of absolute weirdness. So I just sort of do what I'm told, and I sort of think, well, like, I've got the afternoon, I can pull it back. It's fine. And so it gets to the afternoon, and I do my monologues again and stuff. And like, you know, when objectively it just goes as well as it could have. Like, if it was a sporting event, you'd say I left it all out there. Like, could not like I thought like I've got a chance. Like, it's been all right. And then they lead us to this sort of waiting room area for the afternoon, which is sort of like a doctor's waiting room with water coolers and magazines, and sort of like everyone sort of gets together and like compares, like, oh, what stuff have you seen? Or like, oh, isn't the Alexandra technique really great? Like, the working class people are just sat there going, oh, I really love pantos. And they basically just, and they say that if at this point while we're deliberating, we call you in, just want to let you know that it's no reflection on what you've done today at all. We just want to.
But it's a complete reflection on what you've done today.
Yeah. We just want to chat to you and like get to know you better. And I was with this woman who we sort of befriended each other throughout the day. And it was at this point, it was like we'd known each other for 20 years. So I just turned to her and looked at her and went, "There's probably me in it." She went, "Yeah, you're probably right."
Oh.
And so, like, of course, I was called in, and like I was the first called in, and it's me in this room with the 3 course leaders, one of whom is like a really, really brash American with flowy scarves, and it's like, she just, it's like, and her opening gambit is, you struggled this morning with so much surprise. It was just, what is going on? And I thought, well, I mean, it's sort of what happens when you tell a quadriplegic to do hip hop.
Click that, John. These people obviously think Equal Opportunities is a 1980s new wave band.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing? Yeah. It's like a mix between Visage and Kraftwerk.
Oh, you talked to the cat.
Sorry, she's just woken back up. Hello.
So in response to this, I say, well, like the good thing about the first year not counting towards anything is that, you know, we could work together and like find stuff and sort of, you know, make it better. Cat tally everywhere.
Yeah, it's already been noted in the chat. Yeah.
So, we can make it better. It'll be, you know, we can, you know, find out stuff, how to work and stuff. And she says, have you applied for any other places? At which point I gave her sort of like the full sort of back catalogue of where I'd applied, which in hindsight, you know, you should probably keep that quite close to your chest. as
Well,
it
she
were.
did ask. I mean,
Yeah, she asked, you answered. It seems fair.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then she go, well, perhaps a degree might be better. And I'm like, at this point, like, I don't really think anything of other than, well, even if I could have 2 degrees, but I'm still gonna come back and audition again. I'm still gonna do it with cerebral palsy. So what's all that about?
Maybe what you should have said to her was, maybe the thing for you is silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Press the button on your chair. Da-da, da-da, da-da.
Yeah.
No.
So we sort of and after this, like, people were like sort of like friends and family and stuff. Well, it's like, you want to be judged on merit, and it's like, well, yeah, but the issue is, like, my merit on that day was twice as high as everyone else's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
many moons ago, I saw this documentary on people training to be security, door people on nightclubs. And it wasn't nightclubs, it was like security for people, you know what I mean? Like celebrities.
Yeah.
And there was this
security for people. Is that not just door locks?
Yeah,
oh, you mean
basically,
like,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I'm training to be a door lock. Yeah.
You mean like bodyguards?
Yes.
Right. Bodyguards would have been a better.
And that was the word I was looking for. I just didn't see the film.
Yeah.
There was this exercise where they had to carry like a human weight around a running track. Yeah. And there were a couple of people who were like big and not very fit, and of course they collapsed first. And they like picked themselves up. I was like, and they went as far as they could, and they collapsed. And then there was these other people who were like full of muscles, really fit, gym freaks, and they were just like, and they went on for ages, and then they went, oh, I'm tired, and put it down. And they failed the fit people, and they passed the unfit people, because they said, what we're looking for is people who, when they reach their limit, keep going.
Oh,
and they kept going. It wasn't about that you lasted longer than they did. It was about the fact that when they were absolutely spent, they still carried on. And this is the thing here, Mike. It's
Mindset.
not about, oh, that person could obviously dance better than that person, but that person's got cerebral palsy. It's about, hang on, what's that person doing and what's that, with what they've got. That fucking trade unions that unionise people. That's all I can say. Unionise. Fucking acting schools.
So I thought, like, at the end of that day, they said they were gonna let me know by letter, and a couple of weeks later, I got a letter saying, "Dear Michael, thank you very much for auditioning. Just to let you know that you're in the pool of applicants that we haven't quite made a decision on yet. So we're hoping to make a decision by June." Now, my university needed to know whether I was going to accept their offer by then. So, which, like on the one hand, you could think, oh, maybe they're genuinely not sure. But sort of the cynic in me thought, well, have they just done that to basically absolve themselves of any responsibility?
What I was about to ask.
Yeah.
They would have known that, wouldn't they?
I mean, you'd sort of think so. But like, I wrote a letter just sort of like explaining. Of course, I didn't hear anything back. And like, this is like, it has to be said, this is 10 years ago. So like, maybe it's gotten better. But like, I did end up going to university, and like, I met some like really nice people, like a lot of whom I'm still in touch with now. And I'm on a podcast with Dave Pitt and everyone. It was great.
And everyone else.
From BBC.
What can I say?
Yeah.
So,
You're also
uh,
didn't you win the Wolfpack Award at Wolverhampton? Or
I did.
you won the one in
did.
Leicester as well. What's the
I
Leicester
did.
one called?
I didn't. I've not won a Leicester one.
Oh, you didn't. It was the Wolverhampton
Wolves
one.
one.
Okay.
Oh.
You were also part of the BBC scheme. Am I right?
Dave, you just want to be my agent.
Right. Hold on. You were also you did that thing at the Rep in Birmingham. You've been part of that other writing scheme for the last couple of years, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
You've
You're
had
published.
You're a published poet. You've had these. So basically, what I'm saying is, you know, all those people who passed. Where the fuck are they?
Yeah.
If he now says one of them's Adele, I would have been like,
And that man's name.
I do have to just to sort of finish off. I wasn't sure of telling this story because it is a bit dour, but I thought, well, like, if anyone's listening, I think the thing that acting places, like, they're asking themselves the wrong questions. Like, up until now, the question has been, how can we get more disabled people in through the doors? I've been to a lot of these establishments. They've got some lovely ramps. Like, getting through the doors is not the disabled toilets are fine. Getting through the doors.
Ooh, are they?
Is not an
Are they
issue.
big enough to run around in? Ironically.
Some of them are wonderful, but then I think the question they should really be asking themselves is, what do we do with the quadriplegic whilst everyone else is intact?
What do we do with the quadriplegic? What do we do with the
Yeah.
quadriplegic? What do we do with the quadriplegic when everyone else is indoors?
But that is the thing, isn't it? It's like it's an institutional thing. It's not like, let's put a handrail on this like ramp.
Yeah.
It's like, it's literally like, how is this structured that benefits people who are like able-bodied and white and like upper class? Like,
Yeah.
There's a lot of places who are looking at who can we put on our alumni, because who do we think's going to make it, rather than what can we do to inspire people to want to save the arts.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not about making your space like physically accessible. It's about making it a space where people want to come and do it because you've like met their needs. Yeah.
equal ops.
Yeah.
Equal ops.
Yeah. Just like, don't be dicks.
Just don't be
be
dicks.
Don't be a dick.
Most of the drama schools are independent as well, so they don't really like answer to anyone, like, which is not good in my opinion.
Actress I know, Kieran Stamel. She's wonderful, brilliant. I think you've met Kieran, haven't you, Steph? Because she does comedy with her husband, Gareth Berliner. Kieran has got dwarfism, and she speaks a lot about kind of equal ops and disabilities and that sort of thing. She's got a great thing on her website, which is how can we write better roles for disabled people? And she put, you write a role and you cast a disabled person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you commission more disabled writers to write those disabled roles.
Yeah.
And then it carries on throughout all stages of the. And then if you can get a disabled techie too, oh my god,
Yeah.
the sky will fall in. Dave.
It's like one of the things I was really proud to be a part of was the 1448 festival, and I wrote that play that was inside a dictionary.
I was in that one,
And you
That's
were
a
in
good.
that.
That was a good play. That.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was really proud of that. And Mike, you played Truth. That was it.
I got to say the word piffle.
You did.
Right. It was.
And there was no kind of, I don't know if Mike can do that. You know what I mean?
That's what I love about 48 is because there's no time to ask yourself those questions. Like people have asked me things, like people have asked me things like, do I still act, or would I still consider it as a thing? And I always say, like, I'm not sure I can be bothered with the fact. like being the one that took everyone, like, you know, as soon as you walk into the room, people start filling out the paperwork. It's like, what's the access budget? No. So yeah, that's my story.
Mikey, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
That was brilliant. Fuck capitalism.
I feel like I brought the room down.
No, it's
well,
important though.
Do
Yeah.
Do you
want-
want,
do you want
a
a
laugh then, Mike? Like,
Yeah.
while you were talking and making fun of those ridiculous second years who go in and make the first years feel ultra welcome, the ancient John in the chat went, I remember Steph coming in and doing that. So he was in. They were, yeah. So I was dressed as a
See?
carnival whore and we sang a song and then we had to pull up
Oh
three
no!
people. They all had to be males, and I got lumbered pulling up the lecturer. And like, I'm so like, so we had to,
God.
as ladies of the night, we had to kneel in front of them.
No.
Sat on a chair, right? Kneel in front of them.
Weird.
Produce a tape measure from underneath our skirts.
I can't
Stick
take
it
it.
on their laps, and then see how far we could get the tape measure up without them laughing.
I can't.
That
No.
was
I feel so
Welcome,
comfortable.
first year.
It's like when
The
knees are on me
19
and I can't.
The
it's too
1970s
embarrassing.
were a weird time.
I'm not old. It was 2010.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
2010. Obama was
To be
president.
fair, that is very 2010. That's get off my sock.
Sorry.
Thank you. I think Ripley was attacking my feet.
I've got it. I'll be back in a sec. Keep talking.
Yeah, that was
Gosh,
that.
what
Yeah,
a
the ancient
haircut.
John's just gone. Yep. So he remembers it well.
These plats having connectivity issues.
I don't know. Maybe she's gone to recolour their hair another colour. I don't know.
Like, she's gonna come back. How cool would that be if every so often she just disappeared and came
Going
back?
back with
green.
different hair.
Yeah.
Let's get on with this thing. Adam, tell us about when you played,
Hello.
when you had a career at the mighty Wolverhampton Wanderers, Adam.
I didn't have a career at the mighty Wolverhampton Wanderers. I had a career at Wolverhampton Wanderers. So we're going back to the halcyon days of you know the peak of my sporting career. So year 5. So my school, there was a thing where Wolverhampton Wanderers coaches would come on like a Thursday night and they would coach us pretty much, and it was great. It was a hoot. And then there was about 12 weeks of this, of them coming in, doing little like 5-a-side games, little skill games. Then on the final week, got to go out onto the big pitches, which was just like on the grass. I know, right? They got what we thought were full-size goals in, but looking back, like the 2/3 half-size kids goals. Like, wow, we got actual goals in, and we played like a round-robin tournament. It was great, beautiful. I had a ball. My position at the time then, as is now, is beautiful goalkeeper, the most important role on the pitch. As Chelsea have learned, that's just last year.
Can I just ask, Adam, was this at Aldersley Stadium in Wolverhampton at their kind of ground there, or was it at the training ground?
I mean, first things first. This is currently taking place at Ranelagh Primary School.
Oh right.
We'll get what Ripley's licking a wall. Ripley, no, don't lick the wall. That might be lead paint. I don't know. So that went well. And then on the final week, this guy he picked out 5 of my friends who are in the team with me, because we did 6-side teams, and he gave them all like bits of paper saying, give this to your parents, like learn give this to your parents. And I went, oh, what's that? And he went, oh, you might as well have one as well. Boom. And that's how I got scouted, was a guy going, you might as well have one. Sure, why not? And then I was invited on to join Cat Tally. Hello, you baby boy.
Jump.
No, she trotted away. And that's why I was invited to do their under 11s training squad. I was actually like part of, if it went well, you work your way up from there to being at that time. I don't know what was up. Yeah, it was still Prem. So yeah, it was like I'm on my way to becoming a millionaire. Huzzah! The first step, and as we all know, everyone who succeeds at under 11 becomes professional.
Yeah,
That's just,
everyone.
we all know that. It's ooh.
Oh, interference.
No, you baby.
Everyone move your phones away.
So while that was going on, I was like, right, this is great. I think I was like, it was year 5. Going into year 6, I was like, cool, I'm going to become the next famous goalkeeper, like Oliver Kahn, because that was my peak goalkeeper. It was like 2001, 2002. So like he is at the peak of his powers. He's just brought Germany to a World Cup final. Yeah, they lost, but he's got there. 2-0, Ronaldo, 2 amazing goals, wonderful World Cup finals.
Yeah, I remember that. I was from
England making the quarters purely by accident. Beating, was it Denmark 3-0 in the second round? Yeah, I remember it well.
Oh yeah, it was Denmark. Yeah.
3 first half goals. You're welcome. So every like Wednesday, a friend's dad would pick me up with my friend in it. Yeah, he did. Oh my god, yeah. And we'd head off to, and it was the actual Wolves training ground. It wasn't just like some random bit of wasteland. It was the proper training ground. It's going well. They go, okay, goalkeepers, you go over there and do whatever you goalkeepers do. The rest of us are going to learn talent. Because what I learned first of all from this is that the cliche that goalkeepers are the mad ones, it's true. Because our training, so everyone else's training was like fitness and like close control ball skills and tactics. And the goalkeeper training was, I'm going to throw this ball at your face.
And you have to get in the way of it.
You have to make sure it doesn't break your face. And the other one, and stuff was like, okay, run at me. I've got the ball, the coach had his ball at his feet, and he's like, you're going to run at me, and you're going to take the ball from my feet while I'm trying to, which it sounds like a good kind of an important game thing, which it is. But his way of teaching it just meant that every single person got kneed in the face a lot. It was great. And you could, from
it sounds like peak 2002.
Right, but so imagine every goalkeeper's done that from age 9 to 39. It makes sense now why all goalkeepers are weird. All of them, every single one. No wonder Oliver Kahn was so angry all the time. That and he was going blind.
Yes, that is an attribute that I associate with that man.
It's cool.
After about 6 months of this,
what was Wenger thinking?
Can we do a spin-off podcast called Hannah Does
Hannah Talks for Sports?
I would love that. He kicked a ball. He kicked a ball. The other one.
I would love it. We get you to watch sports you don't like, and then with someone who does like them, and you then just be like, "Oh, what?" So after about 3-4 months of this, a squad is built out of it, and I'm the substitute keeper, which is pretty much what I am best at. Because what you do is you
sit on the bench.
You sit on the benches pretty much. But what you also do is, in the professional game, the reserve keeper gets paid a fuck ton to sit there.
Yeah.
Which is, I think we'll all agree, the dream.
Absolutely.
Occasionally, they get to run up and down the pitch if the first team goalkeeper goes, and that's it. That's all they do. And they'll play in a League Cup game when they lose to Dagenham. So
God,
they built this squad and we
Can I just point out as well, the current Wolves manager, the wonderful Nuno, was a
goalkeeper.
second tier goalkeeper.
Yeah, I know, because he's better.
He learned his trade on the bench, being coached by
Under
Mourinho.
Mourinho. Yeah.
While sitting down all that time, he had time to read books. Yeah, see. So it was towards the end of the normal season, and they were like, right, we're going to put a squad together, and you'll play the year above's Wolverhampton team, and they've been playing all year in a league, and they're currently like 5th out of 12 teams. So we're expecting you to get hammered, but put up a good fight. Okay, cool. It was
Doesn't
90
seem
minutes.
fair.
I mean, it wasn't, but as Dave said, it was about you get to the point where you're about to fail, you keep on going. It's about showing your attitude and your grit.
And it means they've got too many members and they don't want to have to start getting rid of people. So they get you to get absolutely nailed by another team, and then the criers leave of their own accord.
Right, I got it.
I think you'll find I didn't leave because of crying, but we'll get to that.
Is that what people learn in like sports psychology? Is that what that is?
Yes.
Make
How to
kids
get rid
cry.
of the criers first.
Yeah, that's day one of
That's
teacher
all
training
sports
as well.
psychology. That's
Carry on.
She's attacking the piano with her tiny mouth. Sorry. She's like, where was it? Right, so the game, we were told beforehand it'd be 11 aside. So I was like, Adam, you're not, just go play up front, because our strikers are going to get none of the ball anyway. You go up front, Rob, just for a little bit. It was done in 3/3, so 3 90-minute thirds. Because
why weren't you being a
3 minutes.
goalkeeper?
Because the main goalkeeper was in the goalkeeper position, and they didn't want another goalkeeper on the bench. Yeah, they didn't want the other goalkeeper on the bench because they wanted to be like constantly rotating players all the way through, and they wanted to. So
So
makes sense.
everybody had a go.
Yeah, pretty much. Because that's always a good sign in an elite sport, is that it's fine. Everyone has a go. But when we actually went to kick off, we had 11 players on the pitch. They had 9.
I
So it
mean,
was like, okay.
these new substitutes, the 5 substitutes in the Premier League, it's like that anyway.
Yeah, it is slowly running back into it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was told I was wait on the side then, because we had 11 rather than 9. It was 9 aside, not 11. Oh, you fools! And at the end of the first third, I'd not been in goal, and we were 2-1 down, but we're doing quite well. And I was like, right, I was on for the second third, and the main goalkeeper was on for the final third. Makes sense. I get 1/3 of the bench. I remembered what my dad had told me before the game. This is my first ever proper football game. Like there are like
We call them
big people.
matches, Adam, just so you know.
Oh, you twat! There are proper like people from like, the next few tiers up of the wall system watching this and making notes. Like notepads were there and like clipboards. Yes, Mikey.
Is it weird to want Platsy's laugh as my text tone?
Yes.
Just that chuckle. Is that odd?
Yeah.
I'll record it for you.
So I had in my head what my dad had told me, which is play like you're playing an FA Cup final, and I was like, fuck yeah,
Play like you're
that
a
will work.
millionaire.
Because I was like, I'm a Wrexham fan. If we ever,
I've got a funny. Did you refuse to come off when the manager asked? It was a Chelsea joke.
It was, yeah.
oh, Kepa.
Classic Chelsea.
Oh, this is hilarious. Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, bucket. God damn it.
So I went in for the second bit and was like, right, we conceded from a corner, which is fine. Wasn't my fault. Didn't give a fuck. Whatever. You concede a goal in an FA Cup final. That's fine. At the end of the third, we were 9-1 down. I'd conceded 7.
Night? What?
In half an hour, I conceded 7 goals. I'm gonna be very fair on myself here and say that only 3 of them were directly my fault. By which I mean, I like. Oh,
But
one
if
of-
you're the
one of-
goalkeeper, then any goal is surely your fault.
I mean, some of them are like defenders' issue have put me into too much pressure, and you like one-on-one, you kind of fucked up.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
there were 3 of them were like I was megsed. I
You were what?
carried the ball into
Megsed.
my post and it went in. And my favourite one was I saved a penalty, boom, and then got up and didn't know where the fuck the ball was because I was looking the wrong way.
Oh, you were
saved it.
congratulating yourself for saving the
No,
penalty.
no, I just completely lost the ball. I full on went down and saved it. And then in the process of saving it, I hit the ground. My eyes closed. I opened them. I got up, facing the direction I thought the ball would be, which was to the right. And in fact, it looked over me to the left, and the player was like, "Tap in, bitch." It was great.
Oh, that's mean. I don't think that should be in the rules. That sounds mean.
I agree. That will clear. So in which case, I only conceded 6.
You saying that Hannah, just make me think that you were involved in creating the rules for VAR at the start of last season.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually. Yeah, I said, that's mean. You can't have that. No.
And
So
in answer to your question, hold on, Adam, because Hannah did have a question there, which is megsed.
Yeah, what is that?
It's when you kick the
that
ball
is
through
when the
someone's
ball
legs.
between someone's legs, betwixt the pins.
Right.
It's
Okay.
it's considered very embarrassing, and if a player does it to you 3 times in one match, they're allowed to take you home and put you on the mantelpiece.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dave,
as a trophy.
I was in charge of football. I would call that threading the needle. Carry on. When I say
That sounds a lot
The
like
sports
Anthony
person.
shouted on the football pitch. Oh, thread the needle.
The sports person did a thruple of threading.
Oh, threaded that needle.
Vinagre made Kyle Walker look silly during that Carabao Cup game.
I mean,
I
do
do.
you remember when Traore ran up? Well, who was it? Was it Man City? It was
Oh
definitely
yeah,
Man City.
Mendy. Yeah,
Mendy.
And he
Mendy.
was
Yeah.
trying to be a dick with the ball and run down time. And Traore just went, "Oof," and like he ran straight to
And
the
we
back.
scored.
He flew, and then he kind of went, but referee, he bumped me. Like,
Yeah, that's what I would be like. I'd be like, excuse me, there was a bumping incident. Sir.
Bumpage? How would you rate the bumpage from mild tube hit to ruffian?
are you not
My
a
intentions were
gentleman?
scuppered. That's what I would shout.
Intentions was
My intentions were scuppered.
Can we clip that, John?
So
Clip that, John.
so I
And just so you know, expat Lewis saying that in Europe it's called a panna. There you go. I don't know if that's a thing.
I finished the game on the bench, the final third, and I think we lost 17-2 in the end. So I didn't concede all the goals. I didn't concede all of them. Oh no, I did. I conceded most. Yeah, no, I conceded just under half, which is fair, saying as I was about 2/3 the other guy's quality. So the maths adds up.
So both goalkeepers were equally terrible.
Well,
Oh
no.
no, that goalkeeper was genuinely good, and he went on to win the under-18s national school cup with something, and then was like, I don't need football, so.
Oh.
And also, he was on the field twice as long as Adam, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what amazes me? You know what amazes me about goalkeepers when you see like live football matches is like when the action isn't at their end. How far do they come out their goal?
Yeah, it's risky. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I never did that.
Yeah,
On the line.
I could concede goals from anywhere, let alone, no matter where I was. I could be on the line. I could be on the halfway line. I concede to the same number.
I went a couple of years back. I went to one non-league football game, and there was a point where the goalkeeper, when the action wasn't his end, chatting to his mate on the sideline.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yep.
On the byline.
I didn't. that wasn't what ended my Wolverhampton career. So I can for another 6 for another for another I was an okay backup. That was my first game, and the rest of them we were like, all right. I was far better and more reliable, but I think we played like 4 more games and we won 1, drew 3, and I think I conceded like only 3 more over those 4. So yeah. But then it came to the very end of the season, and what happened was, while walking into training, someone hoofed a ball up, and I was like, "I get it. I'm a goalkeeper. It's all I do." And so I followed it with my eyes, as is wanting to do. Had the arms in the right position, like a fucking legend. And I'm very proud of this. I even said keepers, as is tradition.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Keepers
I can feel my heart starting to hurt already.
I went to the leak, because when a keeper does.
This is not the end of Escape to Victory. When as you know, when a keeper jumps, one leg goes high and the other one goes down. I was already doing it. I had it in my mind. I knew what to do. I was perfectly under the parabolica. The
Parabola.
Parabola. Yay! I went to jump, and what happened was I slipped on one of those small little cones. I slipped on that, put my arm out, and broke my arm.
Again.
Oh, no.
Yeah, another one. And I did a green stick fracture on my arm.
Did you catch the ball?
And no, what happened was, as I fell, the ball landed. No, I think it's better. The ball landed perfectly between my legs and bounced away, like millimeters each side. Absolutely love it.
What would have been perfect is if it had bounced in between your legs, crushing a testicle, and then bounced down the pitch into a goal.
Crotching in, yeah. So that's how, and so they were really lovely. They met. That's my mum, and made sure
I guarantee, Adam, when you were in the ambulance, they were pissing themselves laughing.
Oh no! You think that I would go to the ambulance for this? No, what happened was I went to hospital 3 days later, only because my mum asked my teacher, and my teacher went, "Adam can't write. Why isn't he in hospital?"
I like this.
This is like when Steph didn't call the police, but only worse.
Yeah, because it's my mum. I was a minor, and she abused that. They were very nice. They were like they talked to my mum mainly to make sure she didn't sue. And when I was like all healed, I was like, nah, I don't want to. No, I'm fine. The next time I played football properly was in 6-1 when I was on the school C team. I was the goalkeeper there, and my career then ended as well because whilst going down for a ball, like I've been trained to at Wolves, I took a knee to the head and a knee to the rib, and I split my eardrum, cracked my ribs, and my head split this guy's femur the long way. Like it cracked it the whole way up. Not like in 2, but it cracked. My fucking thick, huge unicorn pointy eggy skull cracked it from his patella to the hip. It cracked the whole way up.
That's the biggest bone in your body, isn't it?
That's the hardest bone, and my stupid, thick, pointy, angry skull broke it. And I was there going, I cannot believe this. I've cracked 2 ribs and I can't hear. And I was rolling on the floor in pain. I'm very proud to announce the referee did agree that I got the ball first. It was my free kick. And he was South African, so I don't really mind.
I mean, not to cheapen
It's just
your
terrible
thing
people.
with the joke, but sometimes I'm really glad for the wheelchair.
So my total organised football career is about 2 years, and during that time had 4 broken bones and an ear split. I played rugby for 15 years. Yeah, about 12 years, and have had no injuries ever. Once. That's not true. Someone once studded my shin by accident and apologised.
That's because they've all gone, no, I've seen what he's like with the ball. There's no way.
So yeah, that's my whole...
Don't go near him, don't go near him.
That is brilliant. John's just put in the chat, also, I want Platts gasping lengthways as my text tone.
Lengthways? Done.
I've just realised, lots of YouTubers have got merchandise now. And I've just realised...
Is that us, Dave? Are we YouTubers?
We are, yeah. And our merchandise...
Hello, YouTube.
And our merchandise can just be ringtones of
various ringtones.
And a T-shirt saying, as a
Just
man,
going,
as a man lacking in fine motor skills.
Lengthways?
I would like to point out, because I was a far better rugby player than I was a footballer.
We're starting to think
I was a lot better in that I actually made teams. And I wasn't like, put Adam on. Why? Because he looks sad.
Yeah, he's sat there for 3 weeks.
Adam Unwin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
And finishing us off.
Yeah.
Hannah,
I'll try and be brief.
You're gonna have to be. You got
Milo.
Yeah. I should have written down what the salient points were. Basically, the year is 2007. I have just finished my first year at university, and a friend of mine says that we should go to Glastonbury. And I was like, if there's ever going to be a time to go to Glastonbury, surely it's this, the glorious summer of 07. So we did.
I know what happened in the summer of 07. Oh, God.
Yes, the floods. So neither of us know anything about camping. So we just went on eBay and got like a pop-up tent.
Yeah, well
and we're
done.
like, this will do us. Yay! We're going to Glastonbury. Neither of us drove at the time. I think I was like 20 odd and I didn't drive. So we booked on the coach that goes from different cities to get to Glastonbury. So we booked on the coach from Leicester, and it took us 7.5 hours to get to Glastonbury because the traffic's so bad, obviously. And this is on the Wednesday before the festival even starts. So we were sat in traffic for about 4 hours doing so she'd been like, I brought this for the coach. And it was like a trivia book, a sort of like, never mind the buzzcocks, like music trivia. And we were like doing questions on the bus, like, come on, guys. And nobody was into it. So we got there and you have to like queue.
Could you imagine that? I'm on hour 6 in this hot bus, and someone's like, who is the bassist on Queen's third number 1?
Yeah. Anyone? You get there, you have to go through like...
There are people on that bus who've been on there from Glasgow. Just like, can we fucking get there? And then you two come on with your trivia book.
So bad. Terrible people.
You'd have been chopped up and in the luggage rack, I'm telling you.
So you get there, you go through the security, they check that you've not brought any of your own food with you or whatever, in case you like. So we walked through and everyone's kind of trudging down in the fields there. And we were like, this is a nice bit of grass here. Why is nobody stopping here? Why is everybody carrying off miles away down there? We'll just put a tent here and then we can just do what we want. Great, cool. So we put a tent there. So we had 2 pop-up tents. And when we looked at them, we were like, well, we'll sleep in this one and we'll put our stuff in the other one. So we're not like separate. So we're like, okay, cool. There was just enough room in the tent for 2 people to lie without moving next to each other. It was that big.
You're so hot. You've got an apartment tent.
Well, no, they were 2 separate tents. They were like £5 on eBay.
I was going to say, I know what.
This is the main tent, and this is the annex.
So that was where the
Oh.
bags were. In that, it was those pop-up ones that go into a circle.
Yeah,
It was those.
yeah.
So they cost like a £5.
You've said pop-up ones 3 times now, and I'm still
Pop-up.
no idea what you mean.
It literally, it's like a circle, and you undo it, and it goes. You got a tent.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah,
But
you
then
don't
they're
have to
made out of
assemble
like
it.
the flimsiest, like.
Yeah.
So,
Like a lot of proper tents, Mike, have
Like-
obviously got like separate sheets which are
Yeah.
waterproof.
no, this
And
did not have that.
these don't.
It was just like getting a rain mat and just putting it over your head.
Like,
Not even a waterproof one, just a showerproof one.
like a tarpaulin puffer fish.
Yeah.
A wonderful image. Yeah.
Also, try saying tarpaulin puffer fish when you've had it.
Oh, boy.
Tarpaulin puffer- no,
So
and Adam, the answer to the question was John Deacon.
the bassist of he's from Oakley
Yes.
up the road. Anyway, so we put a tent there. We're like, okay, cool. We've done that, and then that night, or like early the next morning, when we got in the tent to go to sleep, we realised why no one else had put their tents there, because we were like. Behind us was a
Don't tell me
hedge.
it's to do with sewage.
No, behind us was a
Okay.
hedge, like quite a tall hedge, like hawthorn. The other side of the hedge was the outdoor cinema that played films until 6 a.m. all night, really, really loudly. So we were next to the speaker for it. So I have heard many films. I've heard that film about the Zodiac killer. And we were trying to
Zodiac.
guess. We were lying there like, I wonder what's happening on. I bet Jake Gyllenhaal just picked up a cup of coffee. Yeah. Yeah, that. I've never seen it, but I've heard it.
Fincher. Yeah, great film. Great
Right.
film.
So we didn't get any sleep ever, basically, which I suppose isn't really the thing, but like, you know. There were also some people pitched in the tents next to us. There was a guy, he was like a Geordie guy, and every night he would do a different thing to piss his friends off. But it was hilarious. One of the girls with them was called Jenny, so he would not stop singing the Paolo Nutini song at her in the middle of the night. So the voice would just come like,
Oh,
Jenny,
yeah.
don't be hasty. And she'd be like, shut up. And one night we were lying there, and this voice just came out of the darkness, and it went, there's only 2 things I can't abide: incest and square dancing. And we just died. We just absolutely died. And he was like, hey, this tent thinks it's funny. And it was like, this tent's laughing at me, Jenny. We were like, oh my God. So so it didn't stop raining, basically. It was like, and the mud was unbelievable. It was like, we had wellies on, but it was like above the foot section of the welly, you were like swimming through the mud. It was like nothing I've ever seen. There was one point where we were watching The Who, which was amazing. But then we just heard this like noise next to us, and there was a woman there who had a baby in like a papoose, and her 2 feet had got stuck in the mud, and she'd started to fall forward, and so I like grabbed the baby like out of
And
her
then
arms,
ran off with the baby.
and like I was like, I don't. And
I
then
can
someone
sell
else had
this.
grabbed her shoulder on the other side, and I was like, oh God, this isn't something I've know how to take this
I'm
back, please.
selling this for some drugs.
This one's for you, Roger Daltrey. No, so like Sequoia. So yeah, so
This
the mud-
one's yours, Rog. It's yours.
I'm a hero. So there was like an unbelievable like amount of things where, and we kept bumping into these people we knew who were like the most prepared campers in the world. They'd come, like one of their dads had come with them, and they had like this amazing tent that had like these separate sections, and it was all raised up. They had like camp beds. We didn't have camp beds. We just had a sleeping bag on the floor of the tent. We didn't even have a mat to lie on. We were just like, yeah, I've got a sleeping bag. That's what you do when you camp, isn't it? Like just lying on the hard ground. And so I woke up in the morning. I don't know what time it was. Like it was just getting light. And I'd woken up because my friend was making this fucked up noise, like this whistly, wheezing noise. And I realised that we hadn't unzipped the little vent in the door, and we were suffocating on our own carbon dioxide.
Oh my God.
I was like,
Oh, no.
shit. So I crawled over and like unzipped it, and it was like the air came rushing into the tent, like, and I was like, oh, don't worry, you nearly died, but we're all right, and like went back to sleep. And the rain,
What? How'd you go back to sleep after being told that?
because we were so tired. Because the rain, we started to sink.
What?
We woke up and I was like, I'm lying in a pool. And she was like, me too. And I went, I'm not getting up. And she went, me neither. So we just lay there in the water. We were in our sleeping bags up to here, just like, and the water was up around us. So we just lay there because we were so tired.
It's like an agriculturally focused Titanic.
It was so bad.
The conditions in the trenches in World War One were better than your Glastonbury experience.
Because we were using the other tent for the bags, and we were like, well, we'll get changed in there, so we're not like cool. But like, because you had to have wellies on all the time you were outside the tent, we had to kind of like crawl into the gap of that tent and then like zip the door down and just leave your wellies out the door so you could put them on again as you came out. And people were walking by going, oh, it's the Wizard of Oz. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, so like I'm trying to distill all of the best moments. Like, so one morning I got up and I was in the toilet queue, which was lengthy, and I started to feel weird. And like, so about a year before this, I'd randomly fainted. And it was like a weird thing where I just suddenly, and I'd never fainted in my life before. And I went to the doctor and he was like, it's probably just like a teenage girl thing. And I was like, I'm 19 and a half.
Right.
Yeah. And then
I
said that to him and he went, well, maybe you're just particularly sensitive to gravity. And I was like, cheers, medical professional.
Where did he get his degree?
So I felt this like sensation coming
Back of
on.
a Cocoa Pops packet. That sounds thing.
I was like, I can feel this thing coming on, like I'm gonna faint. And it turns out years later I found out it's because I've got low blood pressure. Yay. So I could feel, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna faint. And I sort of remember seeing the mud and then hearing the sploshy sounds. But then I felt arms around me and this beautiful, massive, butch lesbian grabbed me. And she was like an angel, and she stopped me going face first into like this much mud, and I was sort of like,
tell me you fell in love.
I did. I was like in love with her because I was so lucky it was someone with the strength to catch me because I'm quite a big person, right? I'm like nearly 6 foot tall.
If there's not a proposal at the end of this, I don't want to know.
No, but she was like the most beautiful. So she like helped me to my tent, and because it was literally just across from where the tent was, and I was like, oh, it's over there. It's the horrible pink one. And she like helped me. She made sure I had like a nice cereal bar to eat, and she came back later to make sure I was all right. And I was like, you're the best person ever. Thank you for saving me. So that
where's your tent? Follow Jake Gyllenhaal.
Follow Jenny Cole, don't be hasty. So like there were good parts to it. Like there was like we saw like great comedy and stuff, and we saw The Who, which was amazing, and like Shirley Bassey was there, which was fucking great. Yes.
Please tell me you made it to the toilet.
I did make it to the toilet.
That's good.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, but like, I used like the toilets there. Like there were different layers.
To tell the difference if she'd have pissed the sleeping
I wouldn't have
bag
known.
Yeah.
Let's face it. I was like, I'll buy this hat off this stall because that'll keep some of the rain off. And then it was just like the purple dye from it just ran down my face, and I was like, I'm having a fun time. And the basic like the denouement of the whole thing was like Bjork was on as like the headliner on the sort of second stage, not the premier stage. We were like, yeah, we'll go and see Bjork, amazing. And my like every time I see this friend of mine, she always brings this up every time. I don't see her very often, but like when she always brings it up that like we were stood there and she just looked over to me and I was just crying. It was just, but like not with any emotion on my face. It was like I was just like dead still with just like tears pouring down my face. And she was like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, I just realised that that if I wanted to sit down right now, there was nowhere for me to sit down because it's so muddy for like 6 miles either side of me, and it was like the camera panned up and all I could see was mud, and I just really want to sit down and have a cup of tea. I've not had a cup of tea. And she was like, "Come on." And she took me over to like this truck and like got a little plastic cup of tea, like, "Here you go." It's like 1 a.m. because it had gone on so long, and he was like, "There you go." And, we're like, and in the background, Bjork's like, there's all these like lights and shit, and it was just like, so to get home, we had to get the coach home again, but the only one they had was leaving at 5 a.m. on the Monday. So we were like, "We'll just stay up. That will be fun." It was not fun, right? Because we couldn't do anything with the tent because it wouldn't go back into its thing, and it was all covered in mud.
Worst, aren't they?
Yeah, we had to just. We got one back in, and we got one back in, and the other one we had to just leave for like the charity that comes around. We're like, "That's fine. We're never camping again." And we made our way.
Even the charities would have been like, "Nah, we don't want that."
So it basically culminates in the two of us nearly getting beaten up by a group of like burly men because we wouldn't stop singing Mighty Boosh crimps to keep our spirits up. So we were sat by this gate going, "Crimpity, crimpity, tell me how, crimpity." And they were like, "If you don't shut up, we're going to like fuck you up." So we were like, "Okay, we'll leave." And then basically we ended up, the Red Cross came round and wrapped us in foil blankets like we'd survived a disaster.
It was actually like the end of Titanic.
So we're wrapped in this foil, and then it was like, "Oh, your coach is over there." And we were like, "What?" And they'd already filled it up, so we couldn't sit together. There were only these 2 single seats left. So I sat next to this poor boy, and he had big headphones on like this, and he had like bleached hair, and he was all like, cool. And I just fell asleep on him. I just was literally like, gone, just like dribbling on him, and he didn't say a word. He just let it happen. He was like, "She needs it." And I still had my foil blanket around my legs to keep warm, so I got my little foil blanket, and I was just like,
that's not the pictures they show you of Glastonbury. It is two
looking like a refugee coming out of Syria.
Literally like a disaster victim. And the poor boy, we stopped somewhere halfway, and I sort of sat up and I was like, "Oh, sorry." And he just like took his headphones off and went, "Oh, how long are we stopping for?" And I was like, "I don't know, not very long." And I like got off to go for it. And that was the only thing he said to me. Just like I came back, sat down next to him, just went to sleep again. He let it happen. That blessed boy.
If I was writing this as a film, it wouldn't have been the boy with the bleached hair. It would have been the lesbian.
Yeah.
It should have been.
You'd have been reunited.
And she'd have done that.
It would have been so comforting as well in her like arms.
Being dead flirty and then you got married.
In the film of my life, I will marry that lesbian. Yeah.
Like, and like she'd have just said, "It's okay, I've got you now." And that would have been it. And then you just nestled in. That would have been it.
I think no more words than that, and then occasionally just stroking your hair with her thumb.
Oh God.
Oh.
I want that so bad.
I wish I was a lesbian.
I'm so
you'd wake up to get off in Leicester, and she'd have gone in Birmingham, but she'd have drawn her number on your arm in eyeliner.
Oh my God.
But also in your sleep, you'd have gone, "No."
Yes, I would have like 7, 4, and I'd be like, "No, come back!"
Did anybody see her write it?
Quick, press your arm against my face. Maybe it will be the reverse. And that's the reason why you should just watch it on TV in the comfort of your own home. Where you can eat what you want. Yeah.
I've seen The Who twice at the NEC. It's great.
Yeah.
Boring.
Well, if I was going to see The Who again, it would not be in a festival situation.
No.
I tell you what we'll do, Hannah. So you can enjoy the festival experience next Glastonbury.
Yeah.
You can come to mine. we'll pull the TV up to the window and
Yeah.
we'll sit in the garden.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
would
what we'll
like that.
do.
Yeah. Yeah, we can
I'll
drink
come-
cider out of plastic cups.
I'll come round and
Yeah.
sell you some booze for 4 times the normal price.
Yeah.
And I'll occasionally try and offer you weed, but it will just be oregano.
Okay.
But you won't know the difference until you try to smoke it. Yeah,
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, why's my
The
throat burning?
the true Glastonbury experience.
To be fair, I have a little bag of catnip on the side, and every time my mum comes around, she picks it up and looks at me suspiciously, and I have to explain that it's catnip, and she's like,
And while you do that,
okay,
I'll be in the garden next door speaking Geordie.
yeah.
Yeah.
What can I do?
You can sit by my garden wall and play the Zodiac film really loudly.
Lovely.
Speak
Now what
that.
I'll do is I'll act it just to
Yeah.
piss off every drama school ever.
Yeah, just completely reenact the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We'll have a Glasgow
We
party
hadn't,
at my
like,
house.
we took so little stuff with us. We hadn't even taken like a chair to sit on, or like, do you know what I mean, or like anything, because we didn't
Well,
know what
I've got
camping
nice
was. Like,
chairs in my garden.
yeah. I
Did you
was
take
like,
any food?
No, I think I took these cereal bars, a packet of cereal bars.
Oh,
Like, we spent
cereal
so
bars.
much money on food that like we had to go and like we had to go and get money out of the cash point there, but we had to queue for 2.5 hours to use the cash point. And when we got there, it charged you like £5 something to use it. I was like, quick, take out like £100. We're not coming back here again. It was so bad. And we happened to be queuing next to like somebody I don't like. I think it was like Seth Lakeman or something. And I was like, oh, fucking hell, we're trapped here listening to this shit. Yeah.
Oh,
Not like
like
this
it was
at
an
me.
artist.
Oh, what?
Go on, Mike.
Oh, it was an artist on a stage.
Yeah,
I
it was
thought
like, yeah, you
thought
were
just,
near.
like, you
There was just some
happened to
guy
know
over there.
Everyone there.
Yeah.
I don't like you, Seth.
And every time we bumped into these people we knew, they were having some kind of elaborate, like, oh yeah, we made like a souffle this morning in our camp like stove thing. And we were just like, fuck off. We're like these bedraggled trolls, like, oh, I don't know how we'll live.
I slept in a puddle and I've had
There
a
is
granola.
there is somewhere like like we had disposable cameras. That's how long ago it was. There's a disposable camera picture of us as when we got up. My friend was like, we have to document us getting off the bus at Leicester, and it's like this. like I've never seen my skin look so weird and blotchy, and like my hair's like.
Can you find that picture to put on our Instagram?
I will try. I don't know where it is. but I'll
Can
try.
you also confirm or deny whether friend of the show, all-round funny man Rob Kemp was there in a
I don't
in a-
know.
looking confused?
Yeah.
Following
Potentially.
the wrong car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Potentially we came across each other at some point and didn't know. Ooh.
Perhaps you were that delirious you don't realise he was the lesbian.
Wait, no. No, she had bleached hair. Rob's never bleached his hair, has he?
You don't know.
Yeah, about 2006.
Seven? I think it was about 2007.
Yeah, so he did it
I
late
think-
2006.
I'm going to message him and be
I
like,
think-
did you once catch a person who was fainting in the toilet queue at Glastonbury?
I also vaguely remember him saying he was a massive fan of Bjork as well, which, you know.
No.
No one's a massive fan of Bjork. Even Bjork's fans aren't massive
I'm not, because
fans
I get
of
weird
Bjork.
PTSD when I hear Bjork now. Like, that was when the full breakdown kicked
What we
in.
need now
You're like-
is for
you're
your
like me with the
merchandise,
Beyonce
we
song.
need tea bags with Hannah's crying face printed on them. Just like,
I just want to sit down written
yeah,
on.
the sit down brew. That's what we'll call
Sit
it.
down. Oh, can we actually do that?
I'm gonna look at it.
Get it in the
I'm
merch
sure we
store.
can. I'm sure we can.
I'm gonna Google it.
Hannah Platts, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome.
Eh,
That's been a lot of fun. We've gone on for a bit, but it's been a lot of fun now. I've enjoyed that.
Yeah, good one.
I've got a cat tally. Chat. Do you have a cat tally? I make it 5 cats.
How many people are watching?
Uh,
out of interest.
on my screen 6, but I tend to be underestimating it for some reason.
I mean,
I've
I've seen
seen-
mine twice.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I've seen mine twice.
You see, I thought that was your cat behind you, but it's not. It's a piece of
Yeah,
discarded
I did as
clothing.
well, and then they appeared, and I was like,
it's discarded clothing. It's his blanket.
Oh,
"Oh,
I thought you just thrown off some
No,
clothing.
I don't just
in-
throw leopard print pieces of clothing around my living room, Dave. No.
I bet
Only
you
if
do.
Luke from next door's coming over, so that he can.
It's actually a slanket that someone bought me, and I've never used it. And then the cat's kind
A
of found
sleazy blanket.
a slanket, so it's a blanket with sleeves. Like I don't know why people buy me blankets because
I've got 2 people have
am
bought me
the hottest
blankets."
human being. I mean, not like that. Like I mean, obviously.
Shut
like
up,
that.
yeah, you are.
Like
Yeah,
thanks. My internal thermostat is set to like 1,000,000, so like I don't have the heating on until like late November. So like to someone to buy me a slanket is just ridiculous. Not that I'm not grateful, thank you very much. But the cat's kind of went, that looks comfortable.
And they're like, "Ooh."
Okay, I appreciate it's hot anyway.
Yeah.
But could you just demonstrate the slanket for us? Could you just throw it on?
this is the content that these
I mean,
6 people want
Fucking come
in
on.
their life.
If I realised this, I wouldn't have put a dress on. Like, okay, just
And then, while Steph's sorting that out, Adam, can you please read that really interesting looking sticky note that's just behind you?
Oh yeah,
It's
above
caught
your
my
head.
eye all night, and I've been
Which one? This one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you read
Oh,
it?
it's not mine, so I'll let you know what it says. Measurement in inches of the width of the garment. Hannah's been making scrubs. Do you really want me to read out? Fine.
Steph, focus, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that-
That's the
Boy, it
least
looks so
flattering
cozy.
thing ever.
It looks so
And-
cozy.
and it's got a pocket in it. So you can put the
For
TV
snacks.
in there.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's for snacks.
It's
It's
like a,
Oh my
Like a
god, I
shirt.
love it.
it's like a sartorial kangaroo.
but yeah, it is just the warmest, like, and it's full of cat hair as well, which is really attractive. So yeah, it's just like I'm sweating. I can't. It is the warmest thing I've ever worn. It's lovely in like December, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I will put out Milo is currently on the floor glaring at me like, "What are you doing with my blanket?"
Yeah, put my blanket down.
I'll put it back. I'll put it back.
Can you hear us, Steph?
I can.
Ancient John has just put in the chat. It's giving me very northern barmaid vibes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah. I get what they mean.
That's brilliant. I've got to be honest. Why don't I own a slanket? That's what I need to know.
I don't know, get on
They're
it.
a very good purchase. Like,
You can get them with 3 arms, so you can wear them with a friend, and the middle arm is for the 2 middle arms, and
wow.
yeah. Mm.
That sounds like hell.
That
Mm.
sounds
Also,
like-
It's
also,
awful. Because how do you reach for the
also-
crisps?
yeah,
Also,
that's when
not,
being in a relationship becomes a personality trait.
not great for mid-pandemic.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be careful who you share your slanket with.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids, be careful who you slank it with.
Expat Lou has just put in the chat something that's just made me realise how dumb I am.
It is a dressing gown the
It's
other way
a,
around.
it's
yeah.
a dressing
I think-
gown that's
I think
inside out.
That's where it's come from. I think because people
Ooh.
wear their dressing gowns back.
We used to
front,
have to do that in my
second,
student house because it was so cold. Yeah.
But this one's long enough to cover your feet.
Mm.
Do you remember when people used to call dressing gowns eider downs?
No,
Is that a thing anywhere else? I'm
apart
sure
from
that's
your
a-
house.
No, I'm sure that's like a proper black country thing. Like,
You can have like a sort of duvet that's like an eider down,
Yeah, I did down to duvet.
full of feathers.
Mm.
maybe I've got that right. Oh.
Fuck it.
Don't know.
I'll
You
tell
could
you
probably
what.
make a dressing gown out of one, which would be like the warmest thing ever.
Yeah, I'd melt.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'll tell you what. This conversation tonight's been all over the place, hasn't
I know, yeah.
it?
Shall we?
Yeah. We're going to end it. So
We drifted.
been-
It's fine.
Chat. Thank you for
Flagging.
joining us. It's been fun.
Yeah, thanks, chat.
Next Tuesday
Lovely
we have
chat.
another guest, and it is Mr. Tom Allsop, ladies and
Dun, dun,
gentlemen.
dun.
And I know the story he's going to tell, and I think you know the story he's going to tell as well, Mikey, because I think you were there when he told it, and it's brilliant. So tune in 7:30 next Tuesday night.
Same bad time.
Same bad channel.
Bad channel.
Right. So everyone wave, and I'm going to stop the recording. Hey, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.